Hey guys, welcome into the ZBR podcast. Today we're here with the last of our preseason predictions. We're going to go through the playoffs all the way through the Super Bowl and pick our winners. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, welcome into the show. Today we're doing some playoff predictions. We got the AFC up first, and we're going to start with our 2nd and 7th seed matchup. I personally had the Bengals and Steelers, and the Bengals beating them probably pretty handily in the first round. What do you say, Reed?
Yeah, similar. Bengals Broncos though. Bengals with an easy win,
Okay.
I think.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I have the
What do you have, Reed?
Jags, Bills.
Jags, Bills.
Jags and Bills. Yeah, I have Jags being a surprise this year, and they're gonna be one of the top teams in the AFC as far as record-wise goes. But how I see that playing out, I have Buffalo actually winning that game. More experienced, just better team all around. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, yeah.
What do you have Jacksonville's record, or how many wins do you have them getting? Roughly
14-3.
14-3. Damn, that's a hot take.
Yeah, they're going to be last year's Minnesota and be very good in the regular season, but then kind of like just sputter out first round. So,
Okay.
and not that like the Bills are a slouch or anything, but yeah, it's just the Bills have more playoff experience. Just better defense,
Yeah.
probably better skill position players too. So
Absolutely. So I guess
Yeah.
talking about the Jaguars, I'll go ahead and move to my 6 and 3. I have that being the Browns at the Jaguars, and I have the Jaguars advancing there. I think they're going to win a playoff game this year. I think I don't think they're going to be near as good as you think they are in the regular season. I think I have them
Mhm.
at 10 or 11 wins, but yeah, I think they get a playoff win this year. Doug Peterson.
you have them at the 3 seed, you said.
Yeah. Doug Peterson,
Nice.
Super Bowl winning coach. I would say probably, I don't know if I quite want to go top 5 coach in the NFL, but probably top 7, top 8.
I wouldn't scoff at like him being considered a top 5.
I wouldn't
head
scoff
coach
at
in
it either, but I'm just off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. Obviously, you got Belichick and
Yeah.
Reed. Those two are given 1A and 1B, basically.
And Sean McVay, you could probably include in that. And hell, this could be a topic for another episode if we went
Yeah.
to rank coaches.
Pete
but yeah,
Carroll.
I agree. He's
Mike
no,
Tomlin.
Pete Carroll's definitely up there. Mike Tomlin, Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. So
Yeah.
he's got some competition
of
up
good
there, but
ones.
he's definitely in competition, roughly to be a top 5, top 7 coach in the league, and that matters in the playoffs. And QB matters too. And I just think
Absolutely.
Trevor Lawrence is probably going to have the better winning pedigree than Watson, even though I think Watson's going to be not his old self, but pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got Jacksonville winning that game. Probably fairly close, but not, never really in doubt, Like, somewhat competitive, but,
Yeah.
Respectable on Cleveland's part, but just, obviously, Jacksonville, I think, will be the better team.
I respect
Yeah.
that.
I don't think the Browns are going to be good at all.
Yeah, I have the Chiefs and Ravens.
Yeah, you had them at, 6 wins, right?
No, it's like 3 wins, I think. No, 4 and
Oh,
13.
damn.
Yeah, not very good.
Okay,
I
jeez.
think Watson's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I think I also had the Browns at 5 wins.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was the one that was high on the Browns. You were both pretty low on them. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, but my 3-6 matchup is the Chiefs and Ravens. That's going to be a shootout, but I got the Chiefs narrowly, edging them out at
I like that.
Arrowhead. Just, more
Yeah, I like
playoff
that too.
experience, better quarterback, better head coach. Not to say that, Harbaugh isn't that
Yeah, but
good of a coach. He's probably a top 5 coach. I think we didn't include him when we
yeah,
were talking
absolutely,
about that. But yeah, they're always well coached. But
he's definitely got his
I could
case.
see that being like a probably a 1-score game, but probably like a 3-point win for Kansas City.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I can actually
for
see
sure.
that game now, in my head. I can see Baltimore
Yeah,
and Kansas
yeah.
City late in the year in the playoffs. Yeah, I can see that right now in a shootout.
That would be fireworks.
Yeah,
dude.
that would be
I
beautiful.
love
I
that matchup.
actually kind of hope your prediction's right on that one over mine. That would be
No
fun.
matter how they're seeded, I just got to see that matchup.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Reed, who did you have at 6 and 3?
3 is Jets and 6 is the Bills. think it's going to
Okay.
be a pretty solid game, but Jets will
Interesting.
probably edge out by at least a touchdown. Probably in
Yeah,
the
I would
final
agree with that.
minutes. Bills try to drive. I'm sure Allen will throw a pick. Game over. Kneel it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jets defense
Yeah.
is going to win them a lot of games this year. Even though their offense is going to be good, but their defense is going to be even better. They could be a really fun
Yeah.
team. Especially if Aaron Rodgers
Jets
clicks in that
D-line could be
offense
very
first
good.
year with all the receivers. Jets could be really...
It might take him a
really
couple
tough.
games. To
Absolutely.
Get, you know,
And he might not even get to fully clicking this year. He might have to try again next year for it. But
As long as that offensive line
Yeah.
can give him some time, I think they're a team to look out for.
I very much agree. All right, moving on to 5 and 4. I got the Chiefs at the 5 and the Jets at 4, and I have the Jets winning that one.
Wow.
Yeah, in New York. Yeah, 'cause like I said, kind of just talking about the Jets. That defense is going to be tough. Going to win them some games. You're not going to put up a lot of points on them, and the offense should be pretty damn good. Probably top 12 at least. I would say, roughly. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just think the Jets are going to be tough to
Yeah,
stop
I
this
agree.
year, and I've been on record as saying I don't think the Chiefs have their standard year. That's not me saying like, oh, the run is over and that they won't be back next year, because I'm sure they will be. But I just don't think this year is their year. It's my gut feeling. But which probably means they're gonna go like 16-1 and sweep the playoffs and win the Super Bowl in a blowout. Which not gonna happen.
I
hope
heard
that doesn't
I
happen.
heard Nick Wright saying they're going 20-0, and I'm like,
Oh,
shut
I'm
up.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Wright did.
I bet he did say that.
Yeah.
That fucking
Just-
guy, Nick Wright. I mean, he's one of the biggest
Something
homers
for
in
sure.
sports media.
Yeah, after saying they were rebuilding
Yeah,
last
man.
year to 20-0 the next.
Yeah. Do you think he's going on like a three-peat or something? I don't know. That's insane. It's so hard to do in the NFL,
His-
no matter if you have Patrick Mahomes.
His
man.
take will be completely different by week 2. By week 2, if they're 1-1, he's going to be saying scrap the team except for Mahomes and just start over. Yeah, Nick Wright's a
Yeah.
goober. Definitely a Colin Cowherd product.
Yeah. For sure.
He's a disciple of us, so for
Yeah.
sure.
It's a
Yeah.
damn shame to see what's happened to Colin. A damn shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost his mojo.
Yeah,
For
whatever
sure.
it was. I think he just got bought out or something like that. But it is what it is.
Getting back to the playoffs, so for my 4 and 5 matchup, I got the Jets and Broncos. Very, very juicy
Okay.
matchup.
Yeah, that would be very
Yeah.
fun.
Okay.
I have the Jets beating them a second time. I have them beating them in the regular season and also in the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't want to see Sean Payton succeed at all. And yeah, and I would rather have Aaron Rodgers come out on top. And I just think they're going to be a better team overall anyway. So yeah, that's how I see it playing out. Probably not a very close game, actually.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think the Jets are that good. Yeah, I believe the Jets are one of the best teams in the AFC, and they'll be on to the next round, divisional round.
Did Reed do 4 and 5 yet?
No, and
No,
I
no.
have the Jags as the 4 seed, Ravens 5 seed. It's going to be a shootout. Jags coming out with the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good game.
Hmm. That would be. That screams wild card for sure. Wild card Saturday
Yeah.
for sure.
Who'd you say comes out on top?
Sorry, what was that?
Who'd you say comes out on top?
Who wins?
Oh, sorry.
Who wins?
Jaguars. Sorry, Jaguars.
You're good.
Jaguars in a shootout.
All right.
Yeah, I think whoever has home field advantage in that matchup probably comes out on top. They're pretty evenly matched, if it came down to that.
So Brady, I think you were the only one that had the Jaguars lose in the first round, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And partly because, matchup and style-wise, like Buffalo,
Yeah.
they're explosive.
Yeah,
Or
that's
experience.
totally fair.
If it was Jags and, the Broncos or maybe Baltimore like Reed had them, I could see them edging it out at home. But Buffalo's good, man. People want to hate on them, but
Yeah,
Josh Allen is great, and
Sean McDermott's
they might have like a
great
down year as
coach.
far as regular season goes, but they're going to show up in the playoffs. Like they usually do up until the end, really. But yeah, they'll at least get to the divisional round.
Yeah. I don't have the Bills making the playoffs, but I feel like if they did, I could definitely see them making a push. I don't have them not making the playoffs because I think they're going to be bad. It's just because the AFC I think is going to be so stacked.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot
I
of
can see
teams
that.
fighting for the wild card spots. But moving on to the divisional round, I actually also had Brady's matchup from the wild card round, the Jets and Broncos in the divisional, because I had the Broncos with the bye. So I got Jets at Broncos,
Okay.
and I have the Jets going there and winning in a pretty kind of a heartbreaker for Denver. Like they have like this great year. I'm predicting like a pretty like I guess a great year, especially with like what
Denver.
yeah, with like what last year was as bad as they were. I think I had them at like 13 or it was 14 wins. Yeah, because I had Cincinnati at 13. They win 14 games, get the bye. Think, oh yeah, we're gonna rest our boys. We're going to come back. Whoever's coming here's got to come up to Mile High. We're going to have the advantage. And I kind of think Aaron Rodgers just kind of goes in there and does Aaron Rodgers type things and trolls on him a little bit and gets the job done. Jets defense kind of makes them look a bit like the offense from last year. And the Jets offense just does what it needs to get by. And they probably win by like a score. Yeah, I'd say about a score. And then go to the conference championship. Who do you guys got?
Me, it's
For my...
I got Jets Bengals. I have an absolute, probably just crazy shootout is what I'm guessing. Both offenses on point. Bengals end up winning. Joe Burrow going back to the AFC Championship. Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour ends there.
Okay. What about you, Brady?
Yeah. I got the Bengals with the first round bye, so I got them hosting Buffalo in the divisional round. And I got the Bengals coming out on top in a very close game. Probably by 3 or 4 points, really. It's going to be a one-score game. Yeah, Joe Burrow back to the AFC Championship game because he's that dude. He's so good, man.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. My other matchup for the to get into the conference game is Bengals Jaguars or Jaguars at Bengals, I should say. And I got the Bengals winning it. Just Joe Burrow.
Yeah. The other matchup I have is Chiefs Jets, and that game might be the most exciting of the playoffs.
Yeah,
And I have the
a lot of
Chiefs narrowly
storylines
edging
there.
out. Yeah, the Jets just because they're at home, Arrowhead.
And
It's
just old
probably the
QB,
toughest
young
place to
QB,
play.
kind of like the Tom Brady Mahomes
Yeah.
thing from a few years ago.
Passing of the torch, not even
Yeah.
really passing of the torch,
But just that kind of
Mahomes
vibe,
too,
yeah.
but- Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's a Bengals Chiefs AFC Championship game again for me.
Mine is
Yeah.
a rematch of Chiefs Jags in the second round, and Chiefs have their number. They go on to the AFC Championship against the Bengals.
Okay. Who do you got winning that one?
Yep.
I have the Bengals beating the Chiefs, going to the Super Bowl.
Bengals beating the Chiefs and going to the Super Bowl. Hell yeah. I also I have the Bengals beating the Jets in probably a pretty close game. I think it probably comes down to the last couple minutes, like a field goal or something, maybe a late turnover, something like that. But yeah, I think the Bengals just barely find their way into the Super Bowl over the Jets.
Yeah, rematch of last year's AFC Championship game for me, Bengals Chiefs. Originally, I had Cincinnati coming out. I'm thinking more about this, and I'm not going to bet against Kansas City. I have the Chiefs.
That's
going to the
totally
Super Bowl
fair.
again.
Yeah.
Yep, I have the Chiefs making the Super Bowl. I believe Chris Jones will end up playing. They'll somehow find a way, just like kind of like the Patriots did.
Yeah,
They're
all
pretty
those
much
years.
the modern era Patriots right now, whether you like it or not.
Well,
And they get it.
I think that's debatable.
Two
Their
Super
organization.
Bowls in like
maybe as a winning,
that?
maybe from a winning standpoint, but like as an organization, it's completely different. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of similarities.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
way you run it for sure. But I'm talking about
Kansas
just,
City is a whole
how
lot more like
successful it is.
lighthearted, fun. Like Andy Reid's not like known as the hard ass.
I
and
wasn't.
New England was like going to the military back in the day.
Yeah, it's very business.
I don't
not
think
like
it's not like
the way
that
they run the
anymore.
organizations, but
Bill's
how
relaxed a
successful
lot.
they're like. Yeah, no, he has, but
He's
they're
had
just gonna
to.
be as they are as successful as the New England was, and they will be. They're probably gonna. I hate to say it, Pat Mahomes will probably win at least 4 or 5 Super Bowls, but
Yeah, I think he probably gets 4 or 5 as well. I think a lot of it depends on if he's willing to take pay cuts over the years too.
I mean the contract he has now is pretty friendly.
At this point, now it is. When he signed it, it wasn't.
No, but that's kind of like where you get like you sign him early. That way, it doesn't look like in the future it's
Yeah.
not that bad. He's like the 9th or 10th paid quarterback right now, so the market always goes up, and you locked him in early for multiple. I mean, what 10, 12
Yeah,
years?
it's like a 10-year
Mhm.
contract.
Yeah, they got a bargain. Yeah, a bargain.
You know they're gonna.
And I don't think he.
You know they're gonna if he
Yeah,
wants
honestly.
to, they're gonna rework that for him to get him more money. If he just
If he wants
if
to,
he's like
he's
I'm
got
the best
some
quarterback in the
endorsement
league, I should be paid number one. And like,
Well,
I mean, I get his point.
think he
but
already took a pay
if he
cut.
wanted to. I thought he did too. If he keeps up that mentality,
Yeah.
the Chiefs
Kind of like Tom Brady did, man.
the Chiefs ceiling is probably higher than the Patriots was, just because he's already off to such a good head start. He's already off to more of a head start than they were.
I mean, he's on pace to be the greatest ever, statistically, anyways.
Yeah, I mean it does help the era he's
And
playing
honestly-
in, where it's just a lot more slinging the ball.
Yeah.
A lot of these other guys, even like Tom,
I mean,
even Peyton
yes, but
played like
But you put Patrick Mahomes in any era, dude, he's gonna fucking poo. I mean that dude's just that good.
Mhm.
But I won't disagree that he is in an era where it's very favorable for quarterbacks. So I mean, let me look at Dan
statistically,
Marino when he did the
statistically is all
80s.
I'm saying. I guess actually not even statistically.
I'm not
I
saying he's
guess
gonna win 7 Super Bowls.
protection wise, they're pretty. It's never been easier for him either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but I retweeted this old Patriots highlight. It was from Tom Brady's first game, and he had like one play on the whole highlight film of the game, and it was a screen pass to Antoine Smith, who made the play. It was pretty funny. Adam Vinatieri had like 3 highlight plays. But
Run and defense, man. Like
yeah.
that's how
But
it
what
was
made
done
me
back
think
then.
about that is I don't even remember what we were talking about just a second ago, but whatever it was made me think about the video, and it's like this dude getting laid out by what was his name? Patriots linebacker back then. I can't remember his name. He was a big ass dude. He had like those little back collar bar things or whatever. And
neck rolls.
yeah, and he just laid bro
Yeah.
out, and I remember looking at that earlier and being like, damn, that's what football used to be like. That's crazy to look at. The plays like that were just
Tough
normal.
physical football,
like,
man.
Dudes just got knocked down and like hit hard every single play. It was normal. You didn't even like now it's a big deal. Like even if there's no flag and it's clean, it's still like a big deal. Back then, it would have just been a run of the mill play. It's crazy.
Yeah, the people were losing teeth back then.
Yeah, and losing brain activity too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not wrong
But,
there.
but I mean, and you know the crazy part, the sad part about that is those guys that were getting the worst end of it weren't getting paid generational wealth as to these guys who have all the protection around them and are getting paid like generations of generational wealth. Kind of sucks for those guys, but I guess that's the
Yeah.
way it goes. They paved the way.
They sure did. Thank you guys.
So, I don't. Yeah. But got the Bengals, and Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Cool deal. Well, I think we'll wrap up there, and we'll be right back with the NFC prediction.
Welcome back in, guys. We're going to here to break down the NFC playoff standings. And we're going to start with the 2-7 matchup, which I have Dallas against the Giants. I got the Cowboys winning that game pretty handily. I think they're going to have one of the best defenses. I don't entirely trust the Giants either. I like their head
Oh, yeah.
coach. Brian Daboll is
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite young coaches in this league. But yeah, you can't really trust Daniel Jones in a playoff environment, and Dallas will be home, so it'll probably win by at least a touchdown.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
Especially the part about Dallas having one of the best defenses.
Yeah, and I
It
guess
would be pretty,
it would come down
pretty
to
tough to deal with.
Dak's health as well too, because he has had nagging injuries. But I expect them to be healthy this year and make some noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they get Zach Martin extended or
Yeah, they
back
signed
in the
him.
door?
They also
Okay,
signed
yeah.
the right tackle as well to a pretty big deal. Man, they always have a great offensive line. They're just built
Yeah,
through the
that's a staple
trenches,
of the
man.
Cowboys.
They're just that's how you build
Yeah.
a football team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why they're always consistent. They're never like one of the worst teams.
No,
That's probably a big. I guess that's a big reason why. It's probably not why, but a big reason why.
You know, they might
So
break
it's
through
like
one of
offensive
these
line.
years. You know, they're talented. They got
Yeah,
some,
yeah,
they got
they
some
are.
playmakers.
Ton of talent.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It would be a ton of fun. Like, I'm not rooting for the Cowboys, but it would be a lot of fun. Like, for them to make some noise in the playoffs, it would be very interesting. My 2-7 is the Vikings and the Seahawks, and I have the Vikings winning that game. Probably like pretty close to like 3 quarters, maybe like 3.5 quarters, and then they maybe kind of pull away at the end and win by like 7 or 10 points.
Yeah. That'd be a competitive game.
Yeah.
Seahawks are an up and coming team, so they got their futures bright.
Yeah, yeah. And who knows, they surprised everyone last year. They might surprise everyone again this year and be even better than everybody already thinks they're going to be. Maybe Gino takes another step and enters like top QB's territory. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be crazy. I hope he does like have
Well,
a good couple of years left. Cause he is
Yeah, not just
32,
one like flash. It would be fun to have him because he's like 31 already,
I
right?
think he's like 32, 33, but it's just a good story.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe just play out his contract pretty solid.
Yeah.
Win a couple
Pretty
playoff
good.
games or something. Be an awesome story. That would be pretty nice.
He'd be a good heir apparent, or not that, but he would be a good bridge to the next quarterback they decide.
Yeah,
to draft.
definitely. Yeah. I'm sure they're thinking about that already. You know they got
Yeah,
to be.
they have to. They're that smart an organization that they're crazy if they
Yeah.
win. So I suspect. they'll
Just
figure
real
that out.
quickly before Reed throws his 2-7, just an idea for a show I want to throw out there, or maybe a segment or something. We should go through and do like rank all the organizations and just rank them as organizations,
Yeah.
like how they're ran, how many rings they got, like how successful they are with like fans and like selling merch, just like all that kind of stuff. Take all that kind of stuff into account and like rank all the
Yeah,
teams
that
that
would be
way. I
fun.
think that would be fun and maybe kind of interesting. Probably a lot of good talking points. But anyways, back to the playoffs. Reed, you're 2-7.
it's funny you talk about the Seahawks and Geno Smith taking the next step because I have the Seahawks as the 2 seed going 14-3 on the season,
Oh wow!
and they play the 7-seeded
Wow.
Lions, and with them beating the Lions.
14-3 for the Seahawks. I didn't even
Yep.
hear who you said they had them play. I was just trying to register 14-3 for the Seahawks. That's crazier than
That's a
the
bold
14-3 for
prediction.
Jacksonville. I think
I have them beating the
they're both
Lions.
pretty crazy, but you what?
I have the Seahawks beating the Lions.
The Lions? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably pretty easily, right? If you have them 14-3.
Yeah. Reed.
Sorry, what was that?
You said you have them.
I apologize.
probably
I'm watching this draft.
Oh, you're right. You're all right.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a pretty easy win. Lions, tons of inexperience, lots of rookies, lots of working parts. I think it's going to be, this is if the Seahawks are healthy. I know Njigba had wrist surgery. All my predictions are before the preseason and during training camp is when I made it. But I think it's going to be a beatdown from the Seahawks. And they move on to the next round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respectful.
5-4. I got the Cowboys at the 5, at Buccaneers at the 4. and I got the Cowboys whooping that ass.
Yeah.
Whooping. Like, Baker's gonna piss Colin off all year. I'm gonna tell you right now, going back to Colin Cowherd, he's gonna be on one about Baker this year because Baker's gonna be in a position to win some games, and he's not gonna shut up about Baker. Especially if the Buccaneers do make a playoff game, he's gonna be. So what does Baker do when he goes to playoff against? Oh my gosh, I already hear that shit now.
I can already.
But
hear it now.
yeah, Baker will be a fun story all year. The Buccaneers, I think, will be kind of a like some weeks they're going to look pretty bad, and other weeks they're going to look like they can compete with anybody. But I think when it comes playoff time, first round against the Cowboys, I think they're going to whoop their ass. I don't think Baker Mayfield will be quite up to task.
Yeah.
And I don't think their defense is quite good enough to win, especially against the Cowboys in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, if that was the
Definitely not.
matchup, that would be, I would favor Dallas heavy in that matchup. My 4-5 matchup is the Saints and Eagles. Eagles 5 seed going into New Orleans, and I don't think that game is going to be particularly close either. Eagles probably dog stomp them, probably by 10 points. And the only reason the Eagles are the 5 is because the Cowboys.
least.
Yeah, Saints get in just because they are the best of the worst division in the NFL. So,
Yeah.
But I like Derek Carr. It's cool to see him in the playoffs. But yeah, that's not going to be a good ending for him. So Philly moves on to the divisional round.
Nice. So we talking about the 4 and 5 seed right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have Panthers 4 seed at 12 and 5, 49ers the 5 seed at 13 and 4, and I have the 49ers putting a whooping on the Panthers and moving on to go on to the next round.
All different
And
NFC South.
I still can't believe. Yeah.
Yeah. But all getting their asses whooped.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a bad division.
Mhm.
Well, the way that's probably going to work out now that we all picked those teams, it's probably going to be Atlanta that wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gets their ass beat in the wild card. Because it doesn't,
Yeah,
even
for
if it's
sure.
them, they're still going to get their ass beat
Yeah,
too.
don't matter.
No one in that division's winning a playoff game.
Definitely not.
That's funny. None of us are quite on the same page, but all on the same page there.
Yes.
That's a funny one. Okay, so excuse me, 6 and 3. I got the Lions at 6, 49ers at 3. Low key, I got the Lions sneaking a playoff win.
What?
Showing up in the wild card, kind of shocking
Wow.
the 49ers.
The 49ers
Okay.
in San Francisco? Wow, that's a hot take, man. I like it.
Yeah.
That is a hot take.
I guess we all got to have our hot takes for this episode. I didn't plan it that way, but yeah. I really think that team plays really well for Dan Campbell. I think he's a good coach too.
He is a good
Yeah.
coach.
I think he's definitely
He is.
maybe not. I think he's definitely more of like a motivator type coach, but I don't think he's like a bad XO type coach either. Like I definitely think he's maybe not top 10, but upper end like on that, and then probably as great of a motivating kind of coach in the league as there is. Like everybody wants to play for Dan Campbell, but
Yeah, man. It makes you want to run through a wall.
yeah, he does. He really does. Like, and that's it's true because that's just what everybody says about him, and that's how everybody feels about him. He makes me want to run through a wall. I would run through a wall for that guy if I played football for him. Fuck yeah. But yeah, I just pretty solid offensive line. I think
Yeah, they
Jared
do.
Goff's probably gonna have a pretty good year. Amon St. Brown's pretty good. I don't trust Marvin Jones at all. I never trust Marvin Jones. I know he is really good, but I just never trust him. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take too. But
Not really.
their defense was top half in the league, second half of the year last year. So I think their defense will be better. And honestly, I just kind of think they're gonna maybe hit their strides right about the time. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of good reasons why I think the Lions are gonna win, but I just kind of feel like the Lions are gonna win that one. The 49ers are probably gonna have some questions at quarterback throughout the year. Obviously, I've been winning the division, going at the 3 seed, so I don't think it'll affect them that bad. But quarterback matters when it comes to playoff time.
It definitely does. Definitely does. my 3-6 matchup is San Francisco and Seattle. San Francisco gets that done. I mean, they're division rivals. This would be the third time they've met. And 49ers at home. They're going to be tough to beat. So, probably not a close game, in my opinion. Probably by a touchdown or more. Yeah. I think Gino will have a decent year, but I don't think he's going to replicate what he did last year. I would love for him to, because I've been a fan of his, but nah, I just don't see it. 49ers move on to the divisional round.
Yeah, I mean, can't argue with it.
Yeah.
Brock
I
Purdy
can't
should
argue
be
with
just good enough to get that very talented football team to at least the divisional round. I mean, it's like putting some dude in a Ferrari and just like don't wreck it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I mean, they could have made a Super Bowl last year if they had just like literally a quarterback on their roster. Like,
if they had anyone to put in for the NFC Championship game, I think they would have probably.
That's
won.
crazy. Like, was it 3 or 4 guys that got hurt?
Yeah,
in
man.
that
I think
run?
at one point
What was
Christian
it?
McCaffrey had to play quarterback. Like, my God.
Yeah. He definitely did play a few snaps. Yeah, like some wildcat kind of shit.
That's why they have a new third quarterback rule.
Who all was it? It was Purdy.
Purdy
was
and then
Garoppolo
Trey
on the
Lance
roster
was
last year?
already hurt, and then the
Trey
backup
Lance was already hurt.
Garoppolo.
And he was already hurt
So
too,
the starter
right?
was Lance. He gets hurt. Then Garoppolo comes in. Then he gets hurt. And then Purdy's starting for the rest of the year. Then he gets hurt. And I think his emergency backup, I cannot remember who
Yeah,
it
they had
was.
some other dude.
And
like
I think
some dude off the
Garoppolo
practice
was
squad.
healthy, but I don't think he was playing just because of how they treated him that year. So, yeah.
Well, I thought he might have came back and got hurt again because I'm pretty sure one of their quarterbacks came back and then like just re-injured himself by coming back. I might be off on that part.
You know, as you
I
guys are
don't
talking, then I'll
remember too well,
find
but-
out here who exactly
Okay.
what I throw passes in that game.
Reed, did you do your 6 and 3 yet?
No, I did not. And my
Okay.
3 seed is the Minnesota Vikings, and
Okay.
6 seed is the Dallas Cowboys. I have it being an absolute shootout, with the Vikings taking the win. I know the Cowboys have a very good defense, but it's the playoffs, so I think they're going to let the Vikings score. Going to make mistakes.
Do Cowboys things.
Yeah, just Cowboys things, really.
Okay.
Vikings going on to play the Seahawks as my 3 and 2 seeds. And
Yeah.
I do have the Vikings beating the Seahawks. I think they just won't have enough in the tank to beat them. The Vikings offense is just going to be too explosive. And they move on to the NFC Championship.
Right on.
Sorry, I was looking up the stats of that game, but it was
You're good. You're good. I
Josh-
was actually about to move on to the 2.
Josh
Go ahead,
Johnson
my bad.
was the backup quarterback for Brock Purdy. Had a San Diego, so he was a nobody. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like that's just crazy because they literally had it made. Like if any of like I don't know about Trey Lance. You kind of see some more of him since last year, and he doesn't look as good as maybe everyone thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like you think him, definitely Garoppolo or Purdy gets you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Purdy probably would have.
Yeah, with their team last year. I don't, or at least makes it just
competitive.
a way more difficult. Yeah.
Philadelphia was very good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not
they
to
were.
shit on
Jalen Hurts is that dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they got the receiving core around them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I guess going on to 2 and 7, I got the Vikings at the 2 seed, and the Seahawks at the 7. Did we already do this part?
Yeah, we did.
Did we do 2 and 7?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
We're moving
All
on
right.
to the divisional round now.
Okay, word. I didn't remember talking about this.
So it'll be our 1 seed against the lowest seed.
Okay, so the 1 seed game, I got the Eagles, Lions, and I got the Lions luck running out there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Hold up. Let me go back. Oh wait, no. Okay, I was looking at it wrong. Yeah. I got Lions versus Eagles. With the Eagles winning, Lions luck running out right there. Probably pretty abruptly, and by a decent margin too. I don't know if you, to a point, you call it a blowout, but I just don't ever think it'll really be a question once they take the field that Philly is winning that game.
Yeah. That won't be competitive if they match up. But that would be pretty cool for Detroit fans to even make it that far. So.
Oh yeah, a playoff win for Detroit fans and getting to the divisional round is all they can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But my first round bye for the NFC would be Minnesota, my Vikings, and they're going to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And I have them narrowly escaping that game to make it to the NFC Championship game. And it's going to be a special year for them, I feel. I am drinking the purple Kool-Aid, I guess.
Yeah.
That's scary. I usually don't, but for some reason, I don't know, man. Just got these vibes. So hopefully I'm right.
Yeah.
But
I
hope
would not
so.
mind to see the Vikings be good. That would be pretty fun.
yeah.
Reed, who was your 1 seed game? Was that the one you already said?
Eagles 15-2, and they play
Yeah.
the 49ers, and they beat the 49ers pretty soundly, I think.
Okay.
Eagles looking scary in my eyes. I think they drafted really well. I think there's a lot of development going on, a lot of young players. They're going to be the team to beat, I think, for foreseeable future. And they go on to play the Vikings in the NFC Championship.
Okay. My other divisional game, I got Cowboys versus Vikings, and I'm sorry guys, I'm picking the Cowboys. It hurts. I would love for it to be the Vikings. I would prefer for it to be the Vikings. But yeah, I think Cowboys are pretty fucking solid this year. Just a top defense, top offense, a lot to compete with in the playoffs. Mike McCarthy isn't my favorite coach, but I mean he has won a Super Bowl, and he's been in the playoffs plenty of times. He knows how the playoffs goes. So they got the coaching element. I mean, Kevin O'Connell's he's a good coach too, but he hasn't been around the block probably quite as much as McCarthy has.
No,
I would say.
definitely not.
I don't know. I just think all around the Cowboys are probably the better built team.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, they would probably be favored in that matchup. But my other
Not a terrible take.
divisional game would be Cowboys and Niners. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Okay.
Classic Cowboys
Yeah.
49ers playoff game, you know. I have the Niners narrowly edging them out due to coaching, really. Like Mike McCarthy is just going to have one of these blunders, like his clock management, and
Yeah, that's totally possible.
they're
Yeah.
just going to be a little bit more physical than the Cowboys when it matters most. So I got the 49ers advancing to the NFC Championship game to take on my Vikings.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So I got Cowboys, Eagles. What was your matchup, Brady?
Vikings and Niners.
All right. And you, Reed?
Eagles Vikings.
All right. So who do you think wins the Eagles Vikings?
Vikings, man. Who else? Definitely drinking that Kool-Aid, man.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Respect
I
that.
love it.
I respect that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Me too. I respect it and I love it. And I hope so. I would love to
Yeah,
see the
I would.
Vikings be there.
Oh man, that would be special. So
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would love that for you guys too. For you guys to get to see your team win a Super Bowl, that'd be badass. I'm sure it would be an awesome feeling.
Yeah. Yep. My NFC Championship game matchup, Vikings and Niners. I actually think it's gonna be a pretty close game. Minnesota at home, but never seen the Vikings make the Super Bowl in my lifetime, and it won't happen next year. I got the Niners advancing to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's where the purple
Yeah,
Kool-Aid
that's fair.
Ooh.
runs out, boys.
Okay.
Hate to say it, I really
Yeah.
do. I mean, I've seen them in like 3 NFC
Yeah.
Championship games, and they just, I don't know. And the 49ers are just such a good team. I think it's their year.
Yeah. Good coach.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely 49ers. I know I had them losing their first game, but yeah, more than likely will be a really tough out. I don't think it'll be an easy game for Detroit going back to that game. But
Definitely not.
and like I said, I don't really have any good reasons why I think Detroit will. It's just kind of I just feel like they will. Yeah, just a gut feeling kind of thing. So every good reason points that the 49ers should blow them out if they're at home. Like maybe not blow them out, but handle them. But yeah, I just maybe it's just a hope. Maybe I just want to see Detroit be good. Maybe it's just an underdog thing. Maybe that's all it is. But I got the Cowboys going to the Eagles in the NFC Championship, and I don't think it's gonna end like it won't look like a close game on the scoreboard, but I think it will actually be a pretty close game for most of the time. But I think the Eagles will win.
Yeah. Just a little bit more talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just Cowboys gonna Cowboys at some point, and Eagles are gonna Eagle, and those are both two very different things.
Yeah, they really are, man. I mean, I think the Eagles are better than the Cowboys the way I have it, but I just don't see the Eagles win the division just because of a little bit of a hangover from last year. But
yeah, and
I
that's
still think they're a
totally
better
fair,
team.
especially with as talented as the Cowboys are in division.
Yeah. It'll be close.
Yeah. All right, so we got Eagles. I got Eagles and the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
I have
I got
Vikings
that.
Bengals.
I don't really even know who I want to pick.
Eagles and Bengals. Who?
I kind of yeah.
Before you make that prediction, I seen a stat on Twitter. So, the first time a quarterback has made their debut in the Super Bowl and lost, the last 17 years, I've never seen another Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts are on that list. So, history says that they won't ever reach another Super Bowl ever again. Crazy.
Well, I wouldn't count them on that list because they're still active.
Oh no! It's
So
like
of those 17,
no, the last
I would count it as 15. Any active players on that list, I would take off.
I don't know, man. Like
Just because they still have their chance. Like I would only count the retired players on that.
I
get the statistic, and like that is definitely probably a legit trend. But
I don't think it's the last 17
but also,
years. I think it's the last 17. Oh, I'd have to find this.
Super Bowls?
Yeah,
Something like that.
on.
But the NFL is changing a lot different. Kind of like we were talking a little bit about earlier. It's not what it was even 20 years ago. I think some of these guys, as talented as they are, like they find a way to make it happen. I can't see either Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow, even if they don't make it this year, never making a Super Bowl again. Either one of them.
Yeah, I don't see that happening ever. But yeah, I agree. They'll make another.
I
Super Bowl.
see the Bengals making the Super Bowl this year, but losing to the Vikings.
I love it.
I think they end up choking after two really great, exciting games against the Chiefs and the Jets.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Use up all their juice in
that
those
would
games,
be
all their
awesome.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's a rematch of a couple years ago, Niners and Chiefs. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
I got the Niners winning this time. I think the Chiefs defense will finally catch up to them. And it's 49ers time that Kyle Shanahan's due for a Super Bowl, I feel. So, yeah, they get it done. Brock Purdy, Super Bowl MVP. I don't know about that, but yeah. He will lead them to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to lean probably lean Bengals.
Yeah.
Just as far on offense, I feel like they're just way too talented on offense. And I think their defense is good enough. I think their defense is good enough to win one game in the Super Bowl. I think they could do it.
Yeah, they got some pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati, in a close one.
Yeah, that would be.
in a very close one. I think it'll be a thriller.
I think that'd be one of the
It'll
best
be a
Super
thriller.
Bowls in a long time. Those two teams,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Cool deal.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts on the NFC side of the playoffs?
Don't think so.
No?
Just hoping.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap this NFC playoff episode up. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at ZBR Sports. You can find Reed at MINN_sportsfan and Brady at Brady Feldkamp. And you can follow me at Major Wang 22. And we'll catch you guys here soon with some fantasy predictions, or some fantasy reactions, I should say. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you.
See ya.
Later.